damn it.
Single cell amoeba. No, there's not. There's no chain in the fossil record of that at all.
Tucker is absolutely correct. There is no evidence for Darwinian evolution. There's evidence for adaptation, that is, changes within kinds.
So looks like we got to get into this. This is like a new clip of Tucker Carlson was on, Tucker Carlson was on Joe Rogan, and Ray Comfort's covering it. It's a whole big thing. So we're gonna get into it. I'm Brentley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. Why is nothing? There we go. So, like I said, Ray Comfort is covering Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson. They're talking about all sorts of stupid stuff. So we're gonna get into it. It's kind of funny. We'll get into it. Here we go.
Someone contacted me through our ministry and pleaded with me to do a video on Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson talking about the things of God, from life's meaning to evolution to demon possession to the reality of Satan. It was a long 3 hours, but I was able to capture the cream of their very interesting conversation just for you. Here we go.
Right. Like, for sure, the Kenneth Arnold sightings, that was really early on. That was like the early 1950s. He was seeing these flying saucers, these discs that were moving over mountains.
Well, right. I mean, the prophet Ezekiel writes about it in the first chapter, wheels in the sky.
These aren't UFOs. Tucker gets a little closer to the truth than Joe. Joe thinks they are UFOs. Ezekiel chapter 1, verses 1 to 39 is actually describing the incredible creatures that surround the throne of God.
Yeah, it's super boring and lame. I know for Ray. He's like, no, it's not as cool as the alien thing. Stop. There are a bunch of weird looking aliens that weird looking angels that have eyeballs all over it, and it's nonsense.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. Boy, when you
read it is crazy. If you read it, it's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, and not just, the Hebrew scriptures, like it's all over every
the Vedic text.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So
what is he talking about there? It's all over every text. What? Aliens, things in the sky? What?
Or spiritual phenomenon. There's no evidence they're from another planet. I mean, I think that's the that's the lie, that they're from Mars. Look, space.
There's no evidence that it's from another planet. That means that they're spiritual beings or whatever, right?
The atmosphere is really well monitored, right? Both for defense reasons, but also because, like, it'd be nice to know when asteroids are coming.
Didn't we have like a balloon that we couldn't track? Like, wasn't there a balloon that just, like, they said was a Chinese spy balloon that just sort of floated? Yeah, the atmospheres are so just well maintained.
And there's no evidence, has never been any evidence that there are lots of these objects, these vehicles coming into our atmosphere from somewhere else, some other planet. There's no evidence of that at all.
So Joe's not having it, man. He's like, no, that's not. I think you're. I love it because it's so funny when you see Joe Rogan, because he's gotten so good at this. Like, don't push back, don't tell them they're flatly wrong. So instead of doing that, he goes, yeah, okay, yeah, so. No, that's for you to continue. I don't have anything to add here. You go.
So they're from here, and they've been here for thousands of years, whatever they are. And it's pretty clear to me that they're spiritual entities, whatever.
There's tons of evidence for that. That's where the evidence is at. Okay.
What that means they're supernatural, and which is to say, supernatural means above the natural, above the observable.
Well, then how are we observing it? Tux? Hey, Tux. Tuckums, how are we observing it then, buddy?
Nature. And they don't behave according to the laws of...
Oh, he's getting lost in his mind. There he is. Look, and they don't... did I leave the stove on? I had that Texas toast. Left the house in kind of a hurry. Aliens. I'm sorry. Aliens. Yeah.
Science as measured by people, and they've been here for a long time.
Are we very important in a universal sense? Not really. Like if the Earth,
The purpose of I like, I like how Ray Comfort is like put this into little category, and it's funny too. I love at the beginning. He's like, "It was a long 3 hours, but I had to make it through it." Like, he's like so indignant to whoever this was that was like, "Can you cover this clip? Can you cover? Look, they talked about a bunch of stuff. Everybody's talking about it. You got to cover this." And he's like, "God damn it! I gotta watch 3 hours." 3 hours.
just imploded and disappeared. If the sun went supernova and our whole solar system was blown to bits, the universe still exists.
In the end, as Conan O'Brien, the famous philosopher, once said, every grave goes unvisited, which is true. And that's an important perspective. Pull out the lens a little bit. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. It's like
I have
imagine
no idea what the hell they're talking about. What was that? What did that have to do with anything? Every grave goes unvisited. Oh, I think it's because Ray's trying to pick out all the death stuff. That's right, because he wants to scare you of death. Never mind. I take back what I said.
mentioning your God, you have unlimited power and you have omniscience. You can imagine what the future is going to be. You can't. You're a person. Like you can't even make your wife happy.
Right.
Like the limits of your power are really obvious. The limits of your wisdom, same. So like, don't jump into big things.
Did he just say shit? Tucker can't say the words like shit.
Outcomes you can't predict with certainty. Like
This is so true. Man makes his boast and thinks he's like God, but we are but men. The Bible says, "Don't
But mean what? Yeah, I don't know what but mean is. Like, what do you say?
boast of tomorrow because you don't know what tomorrow will bring." We don't take one breath without the permissive will of God.
It's amazing they do this. We don't take one breath without the permission of God, right? But then nothing's God's fault though. It's amazing how they do this. They're like, everything happens because of God allowing it, but God's not responsible for anything. All the evil in the world, all the problems, God's not responsible. It's like they bounce back. Oh no, that's sin. That's because of sin. That's not God. That's not. No, he is only the good stuff. The good stuff. That's it. God. Yeah.
I mean, and maybe a good use of nuclear weapons would be to hit the data centers. No, I'm serious. Like, why is that crazy?
It's not.
Again, Joe Rogan trying to not say. Yeah, because it's crazy. What, man? What do you? And first of all, I don't know what the context is here because Ray's doesn't know what's happening, so he's just zooming us in on punchlines with no setup.
It's not if you think that human beings are the end of this evolutionary chain.
Well, what else is? Some supercomputer in a data center outside Dulles Airport? No.
So they're talking about transhumanism? Is that what we're gotten here? Like, Jesus Christ, Ray, can you set us up at least a little bit, man?
I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't actually think that individual.
Whoa. Did you hear that laugh? Wow. And even Rick, because I've seen this clip, I've seen somebody else cover it. He laughs really weird right there for like a full half a second. And that is just deeply uncomfortable. And even Ray was like, "What the hell was that? I gotta take that. I'm cringing right now. I'm cringing. We gotta take out that laugh. Tucker, don't ever laugh. Stop."
I don't think I'm that important. My life is that important. I will die. I know that. And I try to keep that in mind every day.
But you're
Like Steve Jobs, Tucker Carlson keeps in mind every day that the day will come when he will die.
Like Steve Jobs. What? That was a name drop out of nowhere. What? Why is he bringing him up?
Our job as Christians is not just to remind people
Oh, nothing. No reason. He's not even going to follow it up. He's not even going to make this make sense at all.
of
Okay.
that appointment, but to tell them they can do something about it, to tell them the good news that Jesus Christ has abolished death and brought life and immortality to light through the gospel.
Wait, how? Oh my God! Here's what I don't understand. That Ray, because it feels like he contradicts himself just right out the gate. Okay, because he's saying Jesus has conquered death, but his whole thing is trying to get you afraid of death. Which is it, man? How is he conquering death while you're also being like everybody dies? What the hell? He didn't conquer death then, man. If everybody fucking dies, he didn't conquer. He didn't do the thing that you're saying he did.
mind every day.
But you're important to everybody that cares about you. You're important to the people
But if
around
we don't
you.
if we don't think people are important, then what do we think is important? I guess that's what I'm saying.
Not necessarily that we don't think people are important, but if evolution is real, and if there is this constant, I don't know, but it's visible. Like you can measure it in certain animals.
You can measure adaptation.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence that in fact, I think we've kind of given up on the idea of evolution. The theory of evolution as articulated by Darwin is like kind of not true. Right?
In what sense?
Well, in the most basic sense, the idea that, all life emerged from a single cell organism and over time, and there would be a fossil record of that, and there's not. And
there's not a fossil record of transitionary species, like species that are adapting to its environment.
There's
and
tons of record of adaptation, and you see it in your own life. I mean, I have a lot of dogs. I see adaptation in dogs, through the litter to litter. But no, there's no evidence at all that zero, that, people, evolve seamlessly from a single cell amoeba. No, there's not. There's no chain in the fossil record of that at all.
Okay.
Tucker is absolutely correct. There is no evidence for Darwinian evolution. There's evidence for adaptation, that is, changes within kinds. Dogs changing into different dogs. You've got the Chihuahua, you've got the Great Dane. They're both dogs. There's changes within kinds, but there's not changes from one kind to another, let alone man and primates having a common ancestor. No evidence.
We are primates. Why is this so difficult? We don't. It's like he keeps on he like misstates it. Like he at least says the common ancestor part right, but we are primates. That's the category that we are in with chimpanzees and stuff. With chimpanzees, Jesus. Oh my God. And then to sit there, okay,
whatsoever, it's all received by blind faith.
Right. That's it. Yeah. That's what's received by blind faith is the Oh, is it still going? Okay. Looks like it froze for a second. I was like, oh shit. All right. So let me see this. Got this article. And here we could like we're saying, like the momentous transition to multicellular life may not have been so hard after all. This is from science.org. And it's an interesting. Hold on, let me see if it'll play.
Organism that seems closest to making this leap.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
Less than 1 billion years ago, life crossed a threshold. Single cells started to band together, eventually evolving into the riot of shapes and functions of multicellular life today. It's been thought that the evolution of multicellularity must have been a major genetic leap, but new research suggests that it wasn't such a difficult transition after all. Scientists looked at an organism that seems closest to making this leap. Choanoflagellates, while single-celled, resemble the specialized cells that line the channels of sponges, which are considered by many to be the most primitive living animal. A lab found 350 gene families in choanoflagellates, once thought to be exclusive to multicellular animals. The findings suggest that this single-celled organism is already equipped for multicellular life. A single cell's life is simple but limited. Like hermits, microbes need only be concerned with feeding themselves. In contrast, cells in a multicellular organism give up their independence. They take on specialized functions. They sacrifice their progeny for the greater good. Take vulvar and algae, which comes in a spectrum of cellularity.
So, I mean, we can see...
A lab compared the biology and genetics of...
The point is, we don't exactly need a fossil record of it. Like, I don't know why he's putting it in those terms as if those are the only kinds of... that's like the only kind of evidence that would matter here. We have so much other evidence that we can look to. It's not like it's not like we got nothing. Like, and even before we had this kind of evidence that they can do in the lab with bacteria and things like that, they were able to go back and look at certain layers of rock and have microscopes and whatnot and check it out, and you can actually see single-celled organisms from billions of years ago, which is why we are looking at these single-celled organisms the way that we are and watching them develop. And it's actually really fast. There was one experiment that I was looking at that said that it happened within, I want to say, like 100 days or something. They could see it becoming more and more complex. Anyway, so we'll go back to the thing.
And that's why you don't actually hear people, you hear them make reference to evolution, because the theory of adaptation is clearly, obviously true.
Okay, let me get to some comments now. I just wanted to get through that beginning, even though it was like a bumpy ride. Holy shit, I'm having they must have updated StreamYard or something, because everything's in different places now. I'm like looking through, like, what the fuck? Where did all my stuff go? All right, who was first? Let's see. Wow, Bobby. All right. Nice. And Top Tester was second. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello. And Look at the Trees is third. Oh, yeah. So what's going on? Everybody saying hey. Oh, Ember's here too. Hey, Andrewzilla. Hell yeah. The members are here. That's right. All right, cool. Let's see. Ember saying hi to Trees. That's right. Gisela said, it's a bit late to check the atmosphere for asteroids. It's weird when he's saying that it's so well. I don't know. As far as like I can tell, I don't think there could be anybody out there all the time in every place. That just doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, no, we got people looking for things in certain areas and everything, but I don't think he's acting like the whole sky is covered. I don't think that's true. And kind of overselling our abilities here. Hey, Grand Theft Autobot, what's up, dude? Said, hey. Let's see. Ember said, if they've been here thousands of years, how would our modern asteroid sensors have detected them, Mr. Chicken? Yeah, Mr. Chicken. Is that a name that I'm unfamiliar? What is that, Mr. Chicken? That's just rude. He does kind of look like a chicken. Like if he was on BoJack Horseman, that'd be what he would be. He'd be, especially in this shirt. Oh my good God, what the fuck is happening? You know, he just starts clucking out of nowhere. You know, like on the characters on that show, they like the cat like has to play with the ball, the yarn ball and stuff. Tucker just has to like start clucking because he can't stop. God, his laugh is so weird. It's so weird. I don't know what to do with it. Like I don't even want to do an impression. I feel like it would hurt me in some way. I don't know why. I feel like it wouldn't turn out okay. I don't think I'd make it back. And we said if they're clearly time travelers, as predicted by the prophet Hawking. Okay, is that really what he said? That they're time travelers? I feel like I remember that in the I was reading the short answers to big questions, and one of the questions is about time travel, and he was fairly certain that it's possible. Just that I don't know. It was very confusing, but it was mathematically sound according to him. Okay, I don't know if we could survive it, but yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, that makes sense. What? Yeah, I always wonder, and this freaks me out. What if like the billionaire capitalists, like what if Elon Musk, God, that's so terrifying, got the ability to time travel? Like what would the world look like if we had billionaires that figured out how to time travel and could go back and start changing stuff? Like what would happen? What would what would the world look like? You know what I mean? Because it's kind of freaky, right? End up in some splintered time where we're just like it's the 1920s, but there's like future tech just everywhere and stuff. Be weird. All right, let me see here. Unlimited power. I mean, that would be unlimited power. If you have the power to time travel, dude, like that's, I don't know. Can't do, there's not much you can't do. You can do that, right? two creationist morons met. Yes, that could just be the title screen here. Well, that's funny. Grand Theft Autobot said, Disney's Aladdin genie, phenomenal cosmic power, itty bitty living space. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Bob Ali said, Tucker Carlson is the funniest man ever. Tucker Carlson. He really does think so. I mean, if the way he comes out just laughing like that, it just sounds insane. I love it. Vizzini and Wesley knew that man was mortal too. See how that turned out. What? Vizzini? Oh, okay. I'm talking about Vizzini. This is the Princess Bride. I know this reference. And Wesley, yeah. And yeah, I mean, Wesley didn't die. He just had 100 years sucked out of him somehow and didn't die. I don't know how that worked. I don't think the machine worked right or something. Can't take that much time. How does time work in that dimension? What's going on here? I know there's a fire swamps and shit. I guess time doesn't work that normal either. I don't know. Drusilla said, poor Steve Jobs. First he dies, then gets compared to Tucker. At least he doesn't know, right? What was that? Why? What was the comparison for? These two people are nothing alike. It's so strange. Did he say that a lot? That he was like, I think about death all the time. Is that what he said? Is that why? I don't know. Grand Theft Autobot said, we gave up on evolution. When did that happen? No, I know. Well, okay. So I think what he's trying to say, because they always caveat this with Darwinian evolution, right? And then like, oh, we gave up on Darwinian evolution. And it's like, no, like he set the basis for the model. And then we have updated this model, given new evidence ever since. So technically, yeah, it's not Darwin's model anymore, right? Because there's a lot more that goes into it. But it's still, that was the basis of the model that we have built out from. So and saying that we just gave up on it is not true. We've just specified it. It gets more and more specific as we get better at being able to evaluate it.
But Darwin's theory's totally that's why it's still a theory almost 200 years later. No, we have not found that at all.
God damn. And the thing that irritates me about this is this guy goes to he went to like Harvard and shit. He knows what a fucking science theory is, man. He knows what is going on here. He's just pandering to his idiot base. That's all this is. Because he knows good and goddamn fucking well that a theory like a scientific theory is the most it's close to a fact as science will allow. You can't, science doesn't have make proclamations of truth. That's what makes it science. We can always update it, right? But a theory in science is what you are unable to demonstrate it's false. That it's false, right? So they're trying to prove it false all the time, which means that that's is as close as we can get to fact. It's just like the theory of gravity is still a theory that we have the law of gravity, but the theory behind that law is like why gravity works the way it does. And it's pretty conclusive, yet it's still a theory.
And I can't even guess. I mean, I have my own theories on it, but they're not proven.
What are your
See?
theories?
All right there. And you can see he's playing a game here. He's like, I have my own theory. So he's bouncing back and forth between like science theory and the way it's an equivocation fallacy. He's bouncing back and forth between the colloquial, I have a theory, like I just kind of think a thing, which is that, like when we say that word theory, it's just incorrect. Like what we're saying is we have a hypothesis. So I got an idea. But in science, that's not what it means. And he's bouncing back and forth between those two definitions for the same word. So it's just an equivocation to try to confuse the audience.
God created people, distinctly, and animals.
So what do you think happened? Well, magic. Magic is what happened. I mean, obviously, it's magic. Yeah.
I mean, I think what every person on Earth thought until the mid 19th century, actually.
Right.
But
yeah,
there's something...
that's the fucking stupid thing. I like how he cuts out right there because Joe was about to be like, yeah, and that's fucking stupid. We used to think that cutting people open to cure disease was a good idea too, man. You know, we used to think that. You gonna go back to that? No?
Nothing more. Like, there are a lot of people who seem to be just like for evil for its own sake. And you're like, maybe all
What?
the like
Who's for evil for its own sake, other than fucking you, buddy? Like, you know, never mind. I take it back. I take it back because there's people like Tucker that's evil for evil's sake.
crazy talk about a spiritual war of like good and evil. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe that's not an illusion. Maybe that's like everyone else has always thought that. Maybe
There are certainly forces that have evil consequences that exist.
but they act on people from the outside. And you feel it also on the other side. I mean, I grew up in the most secular
What was
world
that?
you could ever grow up in. Southern California in the 70s and 80s, and in a very secular family. And I've never really paid much attention to that. And all of a sudden, not everyone, a lot of people I know who had similar childhoods to mine, similar life experiences, are like, maybe there is like a supernatural realm. Maybe there's more than just like what we can see and feel. Maybe life is more than just ordering it on Amazon. Maybe there's like a purpose. Maybe there is this battle
Ordering
between good
what? Oh, ordering shit on Amazon because Ray Comfort can't have the word shit.
and evil.
This is what happens when you don't look at the instruction book or you don't believe it. The Bible is God's instruction book. Almost every appliance comes with an instruction book because the manufacturer knows how to make things work best.
Oh man, I bet he loved that one. He's like, oh yeah, the manufacturer. Oh, that's brilliant. That's why we gotta have this book. Okay, it's given to us by the manufacturer.
We were created by God for God. All things were created for his pleasure, and our pleasure is God's pleasure.
Really? So we're a bunch of just sex toys for God? Great. And if you want to be a sex toy for God, or you want to play with, if you want to be a God basically and play with stuff that is like what God plays, go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brentley. That's Brently at checkout to get your exclusive offer. Do it. Get the stuff. Get your butt some stuff. Be a God, pleasuring himself with little toys.
If you don't believe the Bible, you'll have no idea why you're alive or even the purpose for your existence.
Even the purpose.
Around us,
Dude, you don't either. This is what gets me so like insane. It's like all these people that just refuse to question anything. He's just like, I know exactly why I'm here. You know, he's like, we're just looking at you going, you don't know though. We're just being honest about this, right? We're on a rock flying through space. We don't know what's going on, and we're all trying to figure it out. And you're going, I got it. And we're all like, no, you don't, man. No, you don't. And you're like, yeah, I do. It's magic. And you just keep saying it's magic. And we're like, will you just shut up and leave? Man? You're not adding anything to the conversation here. Okay. Jesus.
that we can't see, but that we do experience a lot.
It seems like it's always been a narrative throughout human history.
I've been cruel to people, probably even already on your show, in ways that are unjustified. That's my instinct to do that.
Because you're an asshole, man. That's not everybody's instinct to be an asshole. You know that?
That's a fault, not, not something to brag about. It's something I'm ashamed of. So I'm not saying I'm always on the right side. I certainly have not always been on the right side. I've been on the wrong side many, many times. But that doesn't change the fact that there is good, there is evil. They are at war with each other, and we are subject to the effects of that.
What the fuck does any of that mean? Like, this is what kills me about this stuff, that there is a good, there is an evil. It's constantly at war with itself. And it's like, none of that means anything. All you're talking about just human behavior, or humans trying to figure out how to behave with one another. And sometimes humans do bad things to other humans. Yes. Okay. But that doesn't mean that there's any like spiritual warfare going on. It just means that humans are complicated. We're not perfect. We're imperfect beings, and we make a lot of mistakes. And then we have a lot of emotional drives that cause us to do things that are not great. It doesn't mean that there's some fucking evil force because of a mythological, magical being from the Bible that's like telling everybody, make sure you're bad, make sure you hurt people. Like, that's not what's happening. And then the ironic part is that the people that believe they're doing the will of God are the ones that a lot of times are the ones hurting people, right? We have women giving, we have women in waiting rooms of hospitals being shoved into the waiting room so that they can have a miscarriage on the floor because of Christians believing that they're saving lives. So it's anyway.
Conflict, and that we're seeing it suddenly play out in ways that are really, really obvious.
Let me get back to some comments here. Let me see. Damn, it's a bunch. Where was I at? Okay, Star Song, what's up? Star Song said, hold on. I've seen them conflate the scientific theory of evolution with the colloquial definition and misrepresent the theory to apply to everything from the Big Bang to nucleosynthesis and abiogenesis. Yeah, I know. Evolution kind of ends up being like a catch-all, it seems, for everything that they don't want to believe in science. So it's just sort of like, like abiogenesis, which is just life coming into existence on planet Earth, and we don't really know exactly how that happened, but we're getting closer to figuring it out. It looks like it's just chemical evolution, as far as I can tell. But yeah, so they just conflate all of this stuff, and then the expansion of all these things are completely different. Like the expansion of the universe is different than abiogenesis. Abiogenesis is different than evolution. Like all these things are different, but because they are antithetical to the Christian narrative, they just put it all together. It's all evolution, whatever. Just makes it easier for them, I guess. Let's see here. I wish we could show I'm so mad. I wish we could show the things. We got special for member. I think it's only for members, but we have special emojis that show Ray with a banana in his mouth. Anyway, Bob Holly said, "Isn't what BTTF 2 about exactly that? What? I don't know. I have no. What's BTTF? I don't know. 2. It's the second in a series. Is it a comic book movie? BTTF. I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's a part 2 of pornography. That's what it is. That's what it sounds like. It's just like a really just fundamental porn that everybody knows about. Yeah, that's got to be what it is, right? If Elon Musk time traveled too far into the past, he would probably die. No tech, Oh yeah, he'd be the type to do that too. Let's go back to the dinosaurs, and then he just like, and it's like, oh wait, shit, I can't get. Oh boy, it'd be awesome. That would be the best way to go. End up finding his bones like a million years later, literally a million years. Phantom X11. That's a cool name, actually. Well, kind of the first one too. No, I mean it's not kind of. It's either the first one or it's not. You're not doing great with the law of non-contradiction, buddy. Okay, I'm just trying to. I have no idea what you're saying. Let me see here. Okay, Mr. Check-in is called that because he married the Swanson Foods. Oh, okay. The Swanson Foods harass. Okay. When his family's money ran out. No shit, really? That's pretty funny. That's what it was. Okay, I knew that he was like in on the Swanson thing. I thought that was his family though. I didn't realize he married into that. Jesus, okay. Also, Time Cop. Hell yeah. We were just talking about Time Cop, that he like totally changed his time. It's awesome, Phantom X11 said, although it was really unintentional. What was unintentional? Are you talking about the guided or the environmental pressures of evolution? Is that what we're talking about? I don't know. GTA, nice. That's how I'm going to refer to him now. What? Sorry. Let me go back up and see it. Okay, here it is. Tucker was a chicken character. Should his name be Tucker Carlson? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Tucker Carlson. Holy shit. Damn. Y'all do, man. Y'all are good at this. That was really good. Let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, yeah, and that's what we're. Oh, Wolfos, hey, what's up? Another BoJack Horseman character's here. So we're always time travelers if you really think about it. It just happens to be in one in one liner direction. Got it. Yeah. I mean that I remember we used to say that anytime somebody would be like drinking real heavy and you'd see, like when they would go sit down and you could see them kind of put their head on the wall or whatever, and you're just like, they're fading out like they're time traveling because they'll wake up out of that in a minute. Let's see here. Emerson Hawking said there will never be time travel because if future people ever did it, we'd see strange advanced technological craft today. Behold UFOs. Oh, okay. Yeah, but he did say that it was possible though, right? That technically it could happen, and he explained like I can't remember some physics thing, mathematical thing. I don't know. Hey, Paul, what's up, man? Don't forget about time dilation. That's right. You gotta kind of consider all the things, And the other interesting thing, and I think he brought this up too, is that if you could time travel, you would end up like you'd have to make sure that you are in the right place, right? It's not just because everything's moving all the time. So you just end up in space somewhere. If you go back to the, if you're like going, like if you can only time travel to the time and not the space, you'll just end up in space because we're moving all the time. Wolfo said, I've put time travel to the test many times. If we discover time travel, I'll appear before me now. No. I don't think it's not working. Didn't work. Sorry. It's a bummer. I can't remember what was that. That was in that Big Bang Theory or something. They're like they had like a date. They're like, if we get time travel, we'll come back to this day or whatever. Oh, it's just a theory. He's promoting ignorance. Yeah, 100%. Isn't that Tucker's whole bag, right? Like that's his whole thing is spreading fear and ignorance. Oops, didn't happen. I don't know. Lord Dissident said, we gave up on evolution after the movie came out. David Duchovny called it for us popcorn. Dude, I love that movie. That movie's great. That was one of the funniest. Like, it was so silly, but I loved it. It was really fun. What if we invent time travel, but it's after you die? It's a good question. That's fair, right? People don't understand the word theory in 2024 in the first world, in the first world country. I know. How sad is that? I mean, Joe Rogan show is like actually a really good way to kind of see the intelligence of the country because you kind of see what flies on this show. And the answer is everything. Every stupid thing flies on this show. Like it's just Joe, and Joe will just be like, "Well, like it's it's ridiculous how stupid this is." Right? All right, let me see here. Sad, actually. Look at the tree. Said scientific theory is an accumulation of facts and evidence. Yeah. That is a model that can continuously be updated. And yeah, it's self-correcting, and yeah, we just keep on running everything through the exact same tests, just with more and more variables and checking on more and more angles and things like that. That's over and over again. That's the point. Wolf said, even with time dilation, it still doesn't run backwards, just slow or fast, some direction. Well, I don't know. See, I'd have to go back and read that portion of the book again, but I thought that he said there was some kind of way that you could go back, but I can't remember how he was saying it had to work. And I think it had to do with like going really fast or something like that. I'd have to check. Right. I'm not saying it's possible. I'm pointing out a flaw in your test. Oh, right. That's what you're saying, because they would. All right. Yeah. False. I know time travel is impossible. No, it's not, man. How do we don't know, right? And maybe we can go forward. We just gotta freeze ourselves, like in the the Sylvester Stallone movie. Star Songs. And with gravity, it's still being debated if it has a force, a force carrying particles, or if it arises from the curvature of space-time. I've been hearing the latter is becoming more favored. Yeah, because again, this is like we have what is happening, and then we're trying to figure out the why, right? And the theories are the why, and that's what's based off of the evidence and different experimentation and everything. The facts are the facts, but the theory is like why the facts are the way they are, and it's continuously updated. But yeah. Wolfo said, if it happens after I die, then it means nothing to me to say we will, But if they come back to me, come back to the now, the then would change. Jesus Christ. And we would have it now, but that creates a paradox. Exactly. Yeah, that's it's kind of a problem there, isn't it? Hold on. I gotta play this.
There's no political explanation for the trans phenomenon. Nobody benefits. You can say, see these right wingers be like, really, it's all about the people who make synthetic hormones. They benefit. Yeah, okay, they benefit. But it's not driving it. That's stupid. It's not about the money, actually. There's no upside. It's not helping the kids at all. If a child has anorexia, which is pretty common, actually, in this country, and the child thinks she's fat, you don't say to the child, yeah, you're fat.
Okay, not the same thing, man. It's weird when you have to conflate things that are not anywhere near the same. Okay, just identifying as a different gender and feeling comfortable with your gender is not the same thing as having an eating disorder. These are two completely different categories. It's so weird when they try to put these things together, but
you don't do that.
Right.
You give the child,
and we do have evidence that it's like helpful. Giving the people that have these conditions, giving them the treatment that we are prescribing by mental health experts leads to good outcomes. We've seen the data. It's demonstrative. It helps people. It keeps people from committing suicide and things like that. So it's and better for their mental health. It's just we have it all around. The data says that it is actually better for them when they get the treatments that we've decided upon.
Help if you can. It's hard to treat, but you try. If a child comes to you and says, I think I was born in the wrong body, the last thing you do is affirm that. It's hurting the child. Like, why would you do that? If you love the child, you wouldn't.
That's not what they're saying. First of all, that I was one of just I feel comfortable living this way, dressing this way, talking this way. Like these are like I feel more comfortable living as this type, this person.
You do that. It's really an exercise undertaken for the sake of destruction. The sake of hurting someone. There's no real upside.
That's so weird. What is he talking about? Why would people be doing this if it was just I like destroying stuff, so that's why I'm doing it? No, man. What? That's insane. Good God.
What's another description of that? It's evil. And you see that a lot.
Yeah.
And why? Like, what is that?
What is it?
You're just evaluating it as that, man. The other people that actually go through these changes and stuff are happy with their lives. The parents are happy with them being happy with their lives. Like they're fine. Everybody's fine. It's not destruction for destruction's sake, you fucking weirdo.
Why is it so obvious to even a completely secular person like me all of a sudden?
You're completely secular person? What are you talking about? It's so weird. He's doing the Tim Pool. He's doing the I'm not even a Christian. Like, I'm a secular person. What are you talking about? No, you're not. You're so obviously driven by religion, dude. You're so obviously pandering to your religious base. It's to sit there and do, oh, no, I'm a secular person. I just happen to agree with all the Christians about literally fucking everything.
This is quite amazing. Even a secular person, a natural man who doesn't understand the things of God or the spiritual realm can see that all this evil stuff.
Hey, Vonrick, what's up? Vonrick's a new member. All right, cool. Hell yeah. Good to have you.
It's demonic in origin.
There's a reason for that. History is moving really, really fast. We're right in the middle of it.
I said, if I was Satan If Satan was real, I would do that.
Exactly.
If Satan's real, I would. I mean, if Satan was going to do something insidious and unbelievably creepy, he would do that.
What? I missed that part. What? That's funny. And he just cuts it up. It's like, why didn't I don't know. Ray sucks at this. I swear, I don't even think he watched the 3 hours. I think he watched like a couple little parts and then just clipped it to pieces and then put it out.
You think there's life after death?
Of course I do.
Why do you say of course?
I don't know. Ever since I was little, I just kind of felt it. And then with the strange experiences I had over life.
Oh, no, we get some more comments here because this part's usually pretty boring. Gonna be honest with them talking to the people. That's just the worst part of these things. It's like just the same thing over and over again, basically. Let me see. Let me go back up. Star Song said Tucker's business model is based on promoting conspiracy theories and misinformation. Yeah, and sowing anger and hatred and fear and all that other shit too, right? Paul said gravitations is a string theory stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about string theory. Okay, I've heard Sheldon talk about it and stuff, but he's a fictional character, so I don't really take much he says, to too much. Look at the tree said, so much cuckold. Is that what it? Cuckold tart. Jesus Christ, man. How am I supposed to Cuckold Tarleson. There we go. Got it. Perfect. And yes. But I don't want to don't think about that. Okay. He's ruining some good pornography there. If you don't put his name in this. You're ruining some fun stuff to watch. Okay. Make me think of things. Times where I don't want to be. Okay. That's your fault. I'm gonna blame you. Look at the trees. Okay. Captive Death said, Ray knows he is a grifter. And there are lots of gullible folks to grift. Yep, that's true. I mean, they have to at this point, right? Like they have to know what they're doing is just being dishonest and lying. They have to know this. That's why it's so frustrating that they can be told a million times why they're wrong, how they're wrong, and proven wrong time after time after time after time, and still return to the same bad arguments. It's amazing. Let's see. Grand Theft Autobot said, and he is on the side of evil. Absolutely. I don't know. It's so weird when that just blew my mind. When he's just like, we have to believe that evil is a thing. I mean, why is that? Why are there people being evil just for evil's sake? And it's like, yeah, why are you doing you for your sake? What is your thing, man? Because that's you. You just described you. That's what you did. Jesus. Wolfo said, I know why I'm here. Procreation. But I don't like thinking about my conception. Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh? It's not. But that's how we all got here. And there's a bunch of stuff that we just don't like to think about for some reason. Just like everybody has sex, the sexual stuff, right? Think about all the people that you never think about having sex. They do. Unless they're asexual, then they don't. But that's a different story. Grand Theft Autobot said, how do these chuds not look at themselves and ask, are we the baddies? I know. Well, I think they have to redefine. That's what it is. They have to redefine good and bad in order to not see it. They have to redefine it to, I'm doing my religion, so therefore I'm good, right? I'm doing the conservative religious whatever, and so that's what makes you good. That's why they make the word Christian synonymous with good. Oh, that's a good Christian thing to do, because they think that just being a Christian, just believing in the right religion and trying to live in accordance with that, it doesn't matter how harmful it is, because harm doesn't matter. That doesn't come into it at all. It's about, are you doing what you think your God wants? That's what makes something good or not. Doesn't matter. Who cares if you're harming people? Nobody gives a shit. Doesn't matter. It's not part of it, right? Most of us, when we evaluate what morality is, we're looking at it from a position that harm is bad, objectively. And that is like what we are basing our morality off of. They don't base it off of that at all. In fact, it's almost the opposite. They're trying to get you to be okay with being harmed, right? It's like an abuser is trying to get you to be okay. Oh, you need to buck up. Well, you just need to deal with it. You just need to be stronger. You just need to be tougher. It's all just getting you ready, getting you okay with people taking advantage of you. That's like that's the conservative model is like, turn yourself into a little working machine for the people that have means. And that's all, that's your purpose in life, whatever. And then here's this magical thing that you can believe in that makes you feel better about yourself, whatever. It's nonsense. And it's very harmful, actually. And then they're the ones that usually cause all the harm, and then are also the ones pointing at other people going, you guys are the evil. You're the evil. And it's like, dude, you're the one doing the harm. What are you talking about? They're like, I don't care about harm. I care about what I subjectively interpret my God wants me to do. That's it. Star Song said, Lauren Dissonance, that's the way the prevailing opinion is going. Gravitations have not been detected since they started looking. So after the other view is more favored now. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really keep up with that. I'd have to go back and look at it a bit more. I don't really know about gravitational theory and stuff like that. Phantom X11 said, the best interpretation is that as humans, we are conflicted about being selfish and altruistic. Yeah, I think that is the best interpretation is that humans are conflicted about being selfish and altruistic. I don't know if we're conflicted. I think a lot of us, I guess you're right. I don't know. It's complicated. It's not an easy thing to figure out, right? Like morality is. I mean, that's why there's like books full of just moral philosophies and ethics and things like that. It's not a simple thing, right? Human behavior is quite complex, and if you start putting implementing things like determinism and stuff like that, like do people even make choices, or are they just pressured by their environments to choose things? That makes it a lot more complicated. So it gets it gets really deep really quick. Let's see. Paul said, people on the side of evil would never believe that they are on the side of evil. Exactly. Everybody believes that they're the good guy in their own story, right? It's just, what do you believe good is, right? And I think that's where we differ. They believe that being good is following their religion because they think that it's evil. I mean, look at it. When we're talking about Ray Comfort here, he goes by the moral law. And the moral law, the first commandment says you got to worship the right God. That's number one. That is the most important. And Jesus even said it as well. That's the most important commandment is, treat other people the way you would want to be treated, which is wrong. It should be treat other people the way they want to be treated. But he said, treat everybody the way you want to be treated and believe that the God of the Bible is the one true God. If you don't do that, and those are the two commandments that matter the most, which is very divisive. So you're basically saying that all the natives and everything are just evil just for existing as natives, that we're here, worshiping different gods, right? And that they're evil just for being that, just being who they are. Their culture, what's important to them, is evil just because it exists, right? It's wrong. But that's what they have to do. They have to replace what morality means in order to take the the harm reduction out of it completely. It doesn't matter to them, Oh, let me see here. Yeah, play a little bit more.
To believe what I believe right now.
Okay, and what about you? Life after death?
Life after death, yeah. I have no reason to not think that there is.
Heaven and hell?
I believe in heaven and hell.
Where are you going?
Heaven.
So what's the criteria for getting to heaven?
I don't know. I'm not.
Shouldn't you find out?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Okay. And what about you?
I do believe there is an afterlife.
I didn't realize he did group calls. He does groups now. That's okay. It's expanding, I guess.
You'll believe in God?
I do believe in God.
And what about you?
I believe in God.
I believe in God,
Okay,
and I believe in his life after death and some higher power.
Okay, is God happy with you or angry at you?
This dude really likes the color red, and I don't hate it for him. It works. It's working out. It's got a whole kind of vibe going on there. I kind of dig it.
Happier with me now. I think I'm doing a lot better than I was in the past.
Really? Doing some bad things? If you were to die today, where would you go?
I want to say heaven, but I'll probably go to hell. I've done a lot of things in my life.
Does that concern you?
He just said fuck. He just said, I've done fucked up things in my life. And Ray's like, whoa, that was one of them. Saying fuck. Can't say that.
Not at all.
I'm
Huh?
going to try and change your mind about that. I'm going to try and make it concern you because your life is so valuable. If you died today, where would you go?
I take the same answer
That's
as
good.
him.
Are you a good person?
I try to be.
You a good person?
I do my best that I can.
Okay. And what about you? Are you a good person?
I try my best.
Here we go. We're going to the 10 Commandments to see if you're good. How many lies have you told in your life?
See, and he bases it off of how many lies. Now, that's a thing that, like, most of us would say you shouldn't lie because of how it typically affects other people, right? It's about human behavior, right? And so he pulls out the ones that I think most of us would say is objectively true because of the way that it is, whether it's harmful to other people. That's the basis that we're all going by. But the problem is with with their belief system, it doesn't stop there. It goes up to all these other stupid things like, oh yeah, and if you're just attracted to a woman, that's evil. And you're just like, wait, what? Hold on, the stealing. I'm on board for the stealing. I'm on board for the killing. You know, I'm on board for the lying. But you lost me at the I can't lust, since that's something I kind of have to do without without having any ability to stop it. What are you talking about? It's funny how they conflate it, but like this is how they do it. They it's like a trick, they smash it all together and act like it's all one thing when it's not.
Too many.
I modify the truth a little bit here and there.
Yeah. So what do you call someone who tells lies?
A lie.
So what are you?
I lie.
You've never stolen something.
He's like, no, I'm not gonna call myself a liar. I call myself a person that has lied. That is
I have.
Yes.
So I'm talking to 3 lying thieves.
Yep.
God,
Yeah.
what an asshole. Like, and they're just like, you can see they're just like, what the fuck, man? Like they always look confused at this part, because they're like, hold on, what is this for again? What's the point of this?
Have you ever used God's name in vain?
All the time.
Do you love your mum?
I do.
Here you go
Do
with
you ever
the
use
mom.
her name as a cuss word?
It's
No.
a cuss word.
Because you respect her.
Of course.
You don't respect the God that gave you a mother. You've taken his holy name and used it as a cuss word.
Look at his face. Look at Ray. And we can actually see Ray there for a second. Let's see what we got. Wolfo said, yeah, villains believe they are the protagonist doing good. When they find out they are the baddie, they double down with the sunk cost fallacy. Yeah, exactly. It's like Thanos. Thanos thought that he was doing a net good for the universe because he was saying there's not enough resources for everybody. So we have to kill half the people or whatever. He's trying and that'll be better for the people that are left. Right. And it's random. That way it's not like the most powerful can just take over or whatever. And so, yeah, he thought he was doing a good thing. Yeah, it always works like that. It's interesting how that goes. What is this? The kilograms. That's pretty cool. Stephen J. Gold. Hey, what's up? Back to the Future too. Yeah, that was honestly probably one of my favorite. That's like one of my favorite movies just in general. But yeah, that was. But I didn't they say like that isn't correct, that the like in Avengers, right? It's like it wouldn't work like that. Or was that just Avengers' way of getting around it? Because they have to create a multiverse, and that's how they created the multi. Anyway, I don't know. I can't remember. I remember reading that, like Stephen Hawking talked about it. Like, I have to go back and look again because I can't remember what he said. Didn't they rebrand creationism as intelligent design to sneak it into school curriculum? They tried to. It didn't work. Yeah, it was pretty. Because any kind of like questioning from people that actually can see what's going on here, it falls apart real quickly because it's not based off of evidence, right? It's completely based off of, I would just really like to think that my God has evidence for it through the way that everything is. But we don't have evidence for that, right? So when they try to bring it to like the boards and stuff, it was really embarrassing. From what I understand, you'd have to go back and they just get shut down really quickly. But yeah, they were trying to put it into the public schools as like another curriculum, or like taught alongside. They were saying they wanted to teach it alongside of evolutionary theory. But the problem is, it's not a theory. It's nothing. It's not even a hypothesis. It's just a fucking, I want it to be this way. I want to be able to choose to look at it like this. That's it. And so they figured that out pretty quick and shut them down, thankfully. But I don't know, given where we're headed, which is idiocracy, apparently, I don't know how long it's going to hold up, though. We'll see. Star Song said, Captain Death, they lump everything under the woke, under woke that they claim not to like. They don't even have a coherent definition for it. Yeah, woke is just whatever I don't like. Right. I mean, they try to like connect it to Marxism or whatever, but really it's, to me, it just seems like anybody that's advocating for themselves at all, that it's like, if you're in support of people advocating for themselves and being able to say, hey, this is unfair and here's why, that's woke. You can't just shut up. You're not allowed to say anything. You got to just let them, you got to just let people take advantage of you. That's, you just shut up and stop talking about the non-fairness, okay? Because just deal with it. Yeah, that's that's what wokeness is, I think. But I don't know if they would categorize it that way. But Lord Dissonant said, what if Yahweh was the evil one, deceiving people into thinking he was good, and Satan was the good one trying to stop him? Yeah, I mean, I think that honestly, just looking from isn't there like a version of Satanism that's like that? I don't know. Like a version of Satanism, not like your like Satanic Temple, but like another actual like earlier version of Satanism that's like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I remember like it was like Anton LaVey or whatever. It's like that whole thing. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it would make sense based on at least the first story, and then not even just this first story. Like actually throughout. Because if you look at like the Old Testament, it's like that God's clearly just like a tyrant that wants to take over the world. He wants his people to take over the world. That's why they're constantly attacking other cultures and stuff for just being other cultures and stuff. That's why I was saying like the first commandment is evil. The first commandment is wrong. It's basically vilifying people just for being different. It's basically like a racist law, right? Because it was all about taking over the world. For them, it was like a colonialism thing or whatever. Wolfo said, Grand Theft Auto bot, yes, they messed it up and failed in the courts. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it did not go well from what I remember. It was pretty interesting to hear them try. They got shut down so quick by people that actually understand science. Paul said, yeah, Germans and Japanese believe they are persecuted and they are the good guys. You mean were? I don't, because Germans are pretty good now, as far as I understand. Maybe what you're saying, like they were, yeah. What you say? Mr. Peanut Butter is the best boy. What? That sounds like something that you would say before you go live. Mr. Peanut Butter is the best boy. Mr. Peanut Butter is the best boy. Okay, I'm ready to go. This is what I do. That's why. It's like, what was the pick a penny, Papa Pecker? Whatever. That whole thing. Rubber bunny. Anyway, Amber said, oh, sure. When we talk about time travel, we're really just talking about changing the rate. We're doing it now at 1 second per second. We just need to adjust the speed. Not sure I follow. We're just doing it at 1 second per second because that's the way time moves, right? And so, okay, you're gonna fuck with my head now. I'm not gonna. I haven't smoked enough to think about this yet. If you don't take motion into account, traveling back in time will leave you in the same spot, but with nothing around you, deep space. Yeah, exactly. That was why it was funny in that dude, that weird killer movie, Totally Killer. It was called like Totally Killer, about like a time traveling serial killer goes. It's kind of like Scream, but with time traveling. It's funny. It was really good. But I just remember they were like the first movie I'd ever seen like address that. Right, because that was like part of the problem was they didn't have Wi-Fi back in time, and you need Wi-Fi for your location so that way the time travel can like go, oh, they're there, they need to be on the planet when we time. She like goes through all this, and I'm like, that's funny that a silly horror movie ended up addressing the one thing in time travel movies that they never address. It's just kind of funny and ironic a little bit. Grand Theft Auto Bot said, "Oh man, I haven't seen Evolution in a long while. It's a fucking good movie. I enjoy the hell out of that movie, dude. I really do. Yeah, I saw it once in theaters. Oh man, I watched it a few times. I really like it. I like David Duchovny in like funny stuff. He just the way he talks is like dry. I don't know. He just cracks me up. I don't know. He's just really funny. Drusilla said, we don't have mods here. Is that on purpose? Can't remember if I've seen any mods on on my YouTube. No, Aunt Jer's here. I need to get more. Aunt Jer's, she's holding up the fort. She has been for like the past 2 years, 3 years that I've been doing this. But yeah, you're probably right. We probably could use some more. If anybody wants to be a mod, let me know. If you're a regular or a member or anything and you want to be a mod, let me know. And you make it to a lot of these, yeah, let me know and we'll make you a mod because that would be helpful. Amber said 3 possibilities for reverse time travel. Enter a black hole. Okay, that's one. Got that right. Go faster than light. Orbit on antimatter planet. All hypothetical, but I think that was the one that I heard was the orbit on antimatter planet. It was like, or this go faster than light, but you have to go in a particular shape too, as far as I understand. But I don't know, it was interesting. Star Song said, I recall traveling back in time involved wormholes. The downside is you can't travel back further than the initial creation of the wormholes. And there's evidence for wormholes existing. I don't know. That's pretty interesting. What about slingshot around a star or going 88? The 88 mile per hour, I think, is probably your best bet. Okay, as long as you're flux capacitating, you're in good shape. But but maybe slingshotting around the star might work too. I don't know. There's a lot of theories. A lot of hypotheses, I should say, not theories. You'll still have 1.21 gigawatts. What is a gigawatt? I always confuse. What is that? Is that like a really, really, really powerful electro, like on a like amount of electricity? Like how is that? I'm just like always confused by that. Let's see. Ember said 88 miles per hour and needs special equipment. Yeah, that's the problem right there. You need a car, a DeLorean. Ember said, Clucker with the random transphobia. I know, right? Just comes out of nowhere. Of course, it's like we can't. This is why we can't have nice things, right? It's why we can't have fun streams because all of a sudden it has to get really depressing. All of a sudden because of weirdo laughing man. Weirdo chicken laughing man. Wolfo said, what haven't had an eating disorder as a wrestler. He has no idea what kind of help therapists gave me. I was always trying to cut weight and it got unhealthy, but it doesn't relate to trans at all. Yeah, these are completely different things. It's just not, it's not even in the same realm. I know it's like a lot of it's all in psychology or whatever, but psychology is all human behavior. Holy shit. that encompasses quite a bit and they're very different things. So it's really just ignorant to try to put it all in the same box and then act like better than all of the psychologists, right? That do work in this field and have evaluated the evidence and have seen that the outcomes are demonstrably better when you do the treatments that we support. It's the outcomes are the data is conclusive. We know that it helps people. And what doesn't help people is forcing people to be who they are not by telling them that gender matters more than your happiness. Sorry, but you gotta behave the way this way. Otherwise, your own happiness doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is pleasing me and other conservatives. No, man, that's what's harmful. That's exactly what the data says we shouldn't do. But Paul said, I believe time traveling only in one direction. Yeah, like going forward. Yeah, we can go back somehow. I won't figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. Humans are awesome. We're good at figuring things out. Amber said, "Oh, wormholes could do it. I have a movie script about that." Oh no, shit, really? It's funny. I just noticed. Speaking of a story that you're working on, I just noticed I still have in my in on my Audible. There's a book called Time Shards by David Fitzgerald. He does the Mything in Action book, Jesus Mything in Action, and he did Nailed. He's like a mythicist. He's obsessed with. I don't say obsessed. That makes it sound bad. But he loves history. So he's like does all this history. And so Time Shards is about like some event that like splits time into a bunch of pieces, and so you have everybody from all these different cultures, from all these different times, all just ending up in the same place and same time, and figuring out like what happened and how to get everybody back and stuff. It's pretty cool. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta read this. And it's kind of neat. Just in case anybody doesn't know that, yeah, he wrote that and it's good. You should check it out. Or it seems like it's going to be good. I haven't studied it yet. They recently did a test on antimatter to see if it responds to gravity the same way as normal matter. It does, so no anti-gravity. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about there, but it sounds interesting. Anti-gravity. Okay. Oh, I see. So it would have. Interesting. Okay, I think I know what you're saying. Amber said, "Yes, that test was very exciting. Cool. When was it? It was just recently. Is that recently did the test? Huh? How recent we talking?" Bob Ali said, "Did Ray just imply atheists just don't get? Wait, just don't get it? Did Ray, I'm sorry. God, I've had a hard couple of days. Did Ray just imply atheists just don't get it? I think that's what he said. It's so fucking annoying. I know, right? That we're the ones that don't get it. Yeah, that's it. Jesus, it's like the stuff he doesn't get everything on purpose. That's what's so frustrating about him, and that's why at this point I'm just like he's just a hardcore fucking con man, straight up. So like straight up, that's it. He is a con man. Because you've been corrected, sir, many times. And there's no way you can be this ignorant for this long without you choosing to be purposefully. It's insane. Let's see here. What time is it? Dude, okay. Still got a few minutes. Lloyd Dissonant said, Star Trek taught me that you go warp speed around the sun to travel backwards in time. Okay, so that's where we get that one from, because I've heard that one too. I didn't know it was a Star Trek thing, but okay, interesting. I didn't realize that. Let me see. Grand Theft Autobot said, I think we're all time travelers. We're all traveling through time right now in a slow, methodical forward direction. Hey, a second pass. I'm in the future now. Yeah, there is no such thing as the past, right? It's just the we're always in the past. That's what it is. There's no such thing as the present. We're always in the past. Wolfo said Ray had someone else watch it and clip out what he would respond to. I doubt Ray does any work other than grifting. Yeah, well, what makes it so much more dishonest when he's saying it was a tough 3 hours to get through, but I made it. It's like, no, you fucking didn't, you liar. Like, you didn't watch all 3 hours. Fuck you. He just was like pulling up the video to like clip out from. It was like, this thing's 3 hours long. Who watches 3 hours of this? This is ridiculous. That's funny. Let's see here. Watch a little bit more.
And that's called blasphemy. Very serious in God's eyes. You use God's name in vain?
I have.
One to go, guys. And I know this is painful, but it's most necessary.
You notice he doesn't say it's punishable by death. Like he usually says blasphemy is very serious and it's punishable by death, right? And I'm just like always like, no, it's not. Like it's exactly not punishable by death. Right. As far as like saying like it's a very serious crime and you're punished by that, like by who? Nobody, right? Everybody just dies. That's just how it is. But like, your whole thing is that everybody doesn't die, right? So it's just so convoluted, and just it's the law of non-contradiction is just taking a serious hit with this guy all the time, just constantly.
Jesus said, if you look at a woman and lust for her, you commit adultery with her in your heart. Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
Yeah, when I was younger.
I think we all have.
I did that when I was a kid once, you know, and I gave it up though. I gave up looking at women with lust.
And what about you?
It's a gift and a curse, man.
Say that again, gift and a
It's
curse?
a gift and a curse. Is a double-edged sword. Something I thought came in handy, but it has gotten me in trouble a lot.
Yeah. Let me put it
What?
another way, just
Lusting after women? Okay.
to make it clear. When did you last look at pornography?
Last night.
Good for you. That guy, you know, I bet you that guy, he could use some products and services for, not services, I'm sorry, they don't do services. I wish they would. They need to include that. But they need to get, but he probably just needs some products from adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Let's go to adamandeve.com. The packaging is discreet and it's good stuff. You know, just get your butt some stuff, right? Do it. Just like this guy. This guy needs, his butt probably actually has stuff. It's probably, his butt has stuff currently. All right.
Not for a while. When I got into my relationship, I stopped.
Okay, so you're fornicating.
So you're fornicating there? No, I'm just having sex like a normal person, you fucking weirdo. What?
Am I right?
Um,
Having sex with your girlfriend.
That's when I was watching porn having sex.
It's weird because, like, most people, when you say fornicating, like, I think people, you think of, like cheating, right? That's what I would always think of. It's like having sex in a way that is hurtful to somebody, right? But they see it as just having sex with anybody is fornicating. So it's like I don't know. I always connected it to being dishonest, like cheating on your wife or whatever, right? Like you can really hurt someone you love by fornicating, right? By having sex with other people when they think you are dedicated to them. That's a immoral thing to do. But just having sex with anybody, like as long as you're not married, though, you have to go through this magical fucking ritual, right? Before you're allowed to have sex. It's just that's all made up nonsense, and it has nothing to do, again, with actual morality that anybody else would characterize just even as morality, you know, just like the basis of what morality is for anybody else. It's just completely different than what morality is for these people.
And you, when did you last look at pornography?
I think it's been a month. I'm on a bet.
So, about a month. So when you do that, you commit adultery in your heart. You had sex before marriage?
Yeah.
Vondrick,
You had sex
I
before
say, you are welcome, Lord Dissident. Yes, Lord Dissident is always welcome. They're a very welcome person. Welcoming person as well. But you got to see the you got to check out the emojis that we got. One of them is Ray Comfort with the Mohawk banana, or the banana mohawk. I'm quite proud of that one. That's why sorry, I don't mean to derail the thing, but
marriage? What did you
That
say?
was
Beat him
cool.
up? Not judging you, but you just told me you're a lying, thieving, blasphemous, fornicating, adulterer at heart, who's self-righteous and saying you're a good person when you're not. And that's
You
a sin in
just
God's eyes.
that's a judgment, man. See, here's what's so stupid. Again, the law of non-contradiction just getting its ass kicked by Ray Comfort. He's like, you're a lying, thieving, blasphemous at heart, whatever. You say you're a good person, but you're not. I'm not judging you, but that's a judgment, you dumb fuck. What are you talking about? Yes, you are judging. You said the thing. If you don't say that that they're not a good person, or if you don't say they're a bad person, then you could say you're not judging. But you are clearly fucking judging. What are you doing?
You're just like the rest of us. So here's where we're going with this.
And he adds that line in to be like, it's okay, I'm evil too, so nothing actually matters. This is another thing that, like, Christian morality just fucks everything up, because it just makes nothing matter. It's like, okay, so all of us are completely evil, so evilness actually doesn't matter now, right? There is no level of evil or anything, because we're all just evil for fucking looking at women or whatever, you know. So destroys the whole point of what being good and bad even is.
You hear that?
Yes, sir.
If God judges you by the 10 commandments, we looked at 4 on Judgment Day, you're going to be innocent or guilty.
I'd be guilty.
Guilty.
Yeah. And
Guilty.
this is why he has to do it this way. It's like he has to be like, if you are being judged by exactly, if I'm right about literally everything and you're judged by this exactly the way that I am saying, would you be guilty? Yada yada. And I'm always just curious as to why nobody is like, I don't know, man, this is your thing, just tell me your thing. Like, I don't know. No, this is just whatever you want it to be, buddy. Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. You're just making shit up. So
Heaven or hell?
Hell.
Ever heard the Bible verse, the wages of sin is death? Ever heard that?
No, sir.
You guys heard that?
No, sir.
Yeah, it's saying that God is paying you in death for your sins. Like a judge who looks at a criminal that's committed murder, but he keeps saying, I'm a good person. The judge says, I'm going to show you how serious your crime is. I'm giving you the death sentence. This is your wages. This is what you've earned. And guys, sin is so serious to a holy God, he's given you the death sentence. You're on death row. And your death.
but nobody dies. Nobody dies, but everybody dies. Like, God conquered death so that nobody dies, but everybody dies. It's just so fucking backwards and
will
stupid.
be evidence to you that God is deadly serious about sin.
Deadly.
So if you die in your sins and you're guilty on Judgment Day, will you go to heaven or hell?
What the hell?
Like, it's your party, man.
No.
I don't know. Fucking whatever
Still
you
waiting
say.
For me there and all my friends.
Yeah, there's no love in hell, no friendship. All those things are good from God. So this is deadly.
I decide, remember, this is my will. I make up everything here. Okay. So you're not going to have friends in hell. Okay. There's no friend. There's no such thing as friendship in hell. Okay. There's only enemies.
Serious guys, you don't realize this, but I love you, and the thought of you going to hell breaks my heart. So here's
Breaks my heart.
a question for you: what did God do for guilty sinners like you and me, so we wouldn't have to go to hell?
He tortured his son to death.
Person.
You know that?
That person.
Yeah, almost everybody knows that, but they don't know this. And guys, if you can get a grip of this,
Oh, okay. Here
this
it
is
is.
going to change everything.
Amber said, yes, there is a Luciferianism that holds Lucifer is trying to save humanity from the evil, jealous war god. Yeah, okay. That when was is that the Anton LaVey one or whatever, or is it that earlier guy? Do as thou wilt, dude. The whole of the law that the conspiracy theorists can't stop talking. Crowley, yeah. Was that his thing? Well, I don't know. Because it would make sense that if it is that thing. Let me see. So Yahweh being evil, if you grant the cosmology, everything Jesus said and did, including the resurrection, could be explained by Satan trying to get people to give up the law. Huh. Oh, so Satan was like helping Jesus. So like Satan was like, hey, here's a way to get out of the old law, evil stuff. And so Satan became man and pretended to be God. And so he was Jesus. And then that fixes I don't know, man. That is so convoluted. I mean, the whole concept is convoluted. Like, just having to kill. I mean, just even what Ray's talking about here, like, it's so fucking normal. Yeah, you have to torture murder to forgive sin. That's the only way that God can like be okay with people lusting, is by murdering something. What the fuck are you doing? Why? The hell is wrong with you, dude? Also, apparently, there's a Netflix show where the Bible is a lie. Convinced everyone the bad guy is a good guy. So I'm told. Really? I haven't. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet. I'll have to check that out. Wolfo said, rubber baby bugger. That's it. Rubber baby buggy bumper. Rubber. I can't do this. That's it. That was as far as I can go with that one. Gosh, just not today. I've had a rough day. But let's see here. And Vonner said, Aunt Chair, our savior. Yeah, she's it. She is the one savior here, and she does. I have to say, she gets out a lot of stuff, a lot of trolls. Okay, so she is. We appreciate her quite a bit. So every so often they just break through the door and just start shouting at everybody. You need to repent. And she just karate chops and just like, and then they're just gone, throws them out the window, and they just like, it's like a bar scene from a Western, just out the window. That's what I picture anyway, every time. But it's like Kill Bill. I imagine she looks like Kill Bill, and just anyway, cuts like this Kool-Aid blood just flying out of her. I see Lord Disney. Lord Disney said, all you need is a TARDIS. That's true. That's true. I don't know why we're talking about anything other than that, because that's clearly what you need in order to time travel and space travel. You got to do both. That's the thing. Baba Ali said, or a time vortex manipulator. There you go. That's yeah. Isn't that just a time machine? Spooky. Hey, Spooky's here. What's up? Hi, Wolfos. Just lurking. All right. You're lurking around. Well, hey, good lurking. See what I did there? I did a thing with that. Anyway, that was like one of y'all's word jokes. I don't usually do this, but unless you are part of the Q continuum. I don't know what that is. Is that from a different show? Y'all watch a lot of stuff, okay? I don't. I know like the basics, okay? Like TARDIS powered by a black hole. Is TARDIS powered by a black hole? Is that part of the lore? I don't know. Let's see here. Grand Theft Autobot said, or Bill and Ted's time traveling phone booth. That's right. Like, isn't that's weird that that's almost the same thing, right? That the time, did they steal that? They stole that from Doctor Who, huh? They stole the idea of the TARDIS and like nobody noticed? Or is that just like is that supposed to be a thing? I don't know. Because that's pretty weird. I feel like that's copying. I'm surprised I didn't get in trouble for that. That's all I'm saying. Wolfo said, Al! Where's Al? Oh, there's Al. Hey, Al. Hell to you too, Al. Hell, Al. Hey, Jess, what's up? He's going to be a BahaCon in Ontario, along with Aaron Forrest. What is happening? Oh, he's going to be on one of the shows. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Right on. Oh, David Fitzgerald. Thank you. Okay, got it. Hell yeah, I love David. I've hung out with him several times on Left of the Valley. He was like, we used to do this interview show every week called Left of the Valley. It was like a Canadian-based show, but I was on it for some reason. But and we would have interviews every week, but when we didn't have somebody, David would he'd be like, I'm doing it. So like he showed up like all the time. It's pretty cool. I don't even know how many times we had him on. Jasper, what's up, dude? Hell yeah. Everybody's here. Viner said, they have shown in virtual reality that wormholes can be created. The amount of energy needed to create a small one is beyond current human capabilities. Okay, that makes sense. So it's an energy problem. We need the amount, but we know in theory how it could work. We just need to be able to master the energy. Got to get that chi. That's the thing. All right. We gotta align our chakras, right? And just get our meridians and chakras, all that, whatever that shit is. Align all of that stuff. And then we can make a wormhole. And it'll be like Doctor Strange. I bet you that's how we got to do it. So they're always talking about energy, right? They could probably harness it. I'm just saying, right? And you are welcome, Jasper. You are. Let's say, isn't black hole is a wormhole, but for time? I don't know. I thought a black hole is just like compressing everything, right? It's just like it's just a ton of gravity, right? Where there isn't anything, right? I don't know. I could be mistaken. I'm not a big space science guy. I'd have to ask Kyle. Kyle would know. Cosmic Kyle knows a lot about this stuff. Think here. Lord Dissident said, one day they will say no. They only lust after other guys. Wait, one day they will say no. They only lust after God. I've seen quite a few of those. Those are funny. He's like, you ever lust after a woman in your heart? He's like, no, I'm gay. And he's like, do you have a lust in your heart? They were like, yeah, not with my heart, but I just the regular kind of lust. That's I don't know what you're talking about. That's weird, right? You don't lust with those. That's not what you lust with. Lust with the penis. Okay, that's how that goes. Jess said, can someone clip Ray saying fornicate for a meme? That's a great idea. God, he says it so often that I'm guarantee somebody can make this happen real easy. Let's see. Bob Ali says, isn't fornication just sex outside of marriage? Apparently, I didn't. That's just funny because it is, but just in my mind, the word fornication, I always would just think of like harming somebody through sex, right? So I was like, harming someone through sex would be cheating on somebody, but I guess that's not the same thing. Fornication is just having sex when you haven't done the magical ceremony, and that's what makes it evil, which to me is completely harmless. Who gives a shit? It's all made up. The Christian view is kind of that you have a spouse, even if you haven't met them yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember this. If you have sex before marriage, you are cheating on your future spouse. Yeah. Okay. You're cheating on the spouse you don't have yet. Okay. Good God. What's fun is that I wouldn't have gotten married if I hadn't fornicated with my wife. Yeah, it's kind of, for me, it's kind of necessary, right? Like, what I'm not gonna, what do you want me to do? Just like ask her favorite fucking color and shit, and then be like, she likes green too. So it's let's get married. Let's get married, and then we'll figure out the sex thing later. No, I don't need to know anything right now. Let's just decide that we are going to be happy together before we get together. It's just, I don't get that. Let's see here. This says raised dildo. I love that it just comes up as raised dildo, but I really do wish it would show the fucking emojis on here. It's so frustrating. But that one is my favorite, raised dildo. And the banana mohawk, actually. Banana hawk, I think is what it's called. But yeah, banana hawk. There we go. Hell yeah, dude. Shit's awesome. I thought fornication was just the act of engaging in sexual. Yeah, with the part. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I misunderstood. Honestly, that's what I always pictured in my head because it's doing sex bad, right? It's bad. It's bad sex, improper sex, right? But if you put it in normal terms, I would think would be harming somebody through lying to them about who you're having sex with, whatever. Anyway, oh yeah, my puppers. Oh yeah, my puppers is Betty too. I got a Betty headshot. That was pretty great headshot there. And the banana hawk. Everybody playing with the fuck. I'm glad. Those things are cool. Found that just the other day. I was like, oh shit, I can make my own emojis. Wish I could make them move, But let's see what we got. Drusilla said, but he sends a heap of murderers to heaven, though it sounds very logical. Yeah, because again, like the harm doesn't actually mean anything. As long as you can say sorry to a magical, undetectable wizard in the sky, you've done nothing wrong, which completely just it just completely nullifies the entire concept of right and wrong. Like that's why I don't get, like, they're acting like they have it's so weird because they act like they have the patent on morality, and yet their morality makes morality not morality anymore, according to anybody else. Because morality, by definition, means how do you behave in a community setting, right? That's what it means, right? Ethics is more about character and stuff like that, like what your values are in your character and things like that. But morality is how you behave in a community, right? And so is it good for the community? Is it bad for the community? That is like the definition of the word. They redefine it to make it completely meaningless. But anyway, all right, y'all. Sorry, this one was bumpy. I kept having technical issues, and then I don't know, just getting behind and everything. And I've got like a cold or something. Anyway, but thank y'all so much for hanging out. I do gotta wrap it today. But if you want, you can wrap yourself with another person and then use the products from adamandeve.com to pleasure one another. You could do that. I'm just saying that's a possibility. That's a thing you can do, right? So go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brently. That's BRENTLY at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, some free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com and enter that code to get your exclusive offer. Get your butt some stuff. Get it. You'll love it so much. You'll just listen to my voice and how much you'll have fun with your butt having stuff. I don't know why that was, but anyway. But if you want to support the show, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, and entering that code word Brently at checkout, or you can become a patron and go to patreon.com/punkapostate, and it's all the stuff that YouTube takes down because they're like, this is copyrighted, or you got too dirty on that one. You can't have that. So just all sorts of stuff that they force me to take down is up there. But if you want to just do a one-time payment on Cash App, I appreciate anything you can do. And our cash tag is Punkapostate. Obviously, like this, like the first, I want to say like the second week of membership, and we've got like 13 members. And so big thank you to all the members. On the next one, I'm gonna like read a list so that we can give shout outs and everything. I was just running behind today, but yeah, so we have the memberships. We got cool like emojis that come with it. You also got cool little badges that are fun. The emojis are custom made, and one of them, yes, is Fat Mike from NoFX, the band that's up in the corner, the right corner here. See, that's I don't know if you knew that. That's a NoFX poster from a long time. Anyway, but yeah, so you can become a member there, and you got all sorts of stuff you can do. And one of the levels is the Comfort Butt Banana, which is a dildo shaped like a banana. That's just what it is. All right, just want to make that clear for everybody. But hey, the main thing is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we'll see you next time.